Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Borderlands video, I'm going to be talking about my experience and the 10 things you guys need to know about Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So if you did like this video or find the information helpful, please drop a like on the video, guys. I would really appreciate it. Other than that, let's get started. So of course, I was at PAX and I actually got an exclusive look at Borderlands, the pre-sequel, footage that you guys have not seen. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record any of it, but I was taking notes along the way to bring you guys some pretty cool videos that I plan on doing, along with GTA 5 and some other content in the future. So without further ado, this is the 10 things you guys need to know about Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So the first thing is there are new types of guns. That's right, there are like laser guns in this game. One of the good examples we got was the gun looked like the weapon from Ghostbusters. It was like a ray of jelly that was getting shot out of this gun. It does a lot of damage. It doesn't have the one, at least that I saw, didn't have a lot of ammunition capacity, but it was like a constant stream of like a laser. So who knows if it's going to have any other special effects or qualities like lasers, but there are laser guns in this game. The second thing you guys need to know is that there is a new type of weapon, frosty weapons or ice weapons in the game. Now what you would expect, if you get the critical damage effect on an enemy, it will actually freeze them, making them completely vulnerable and super easy to take out. So like I said, it was effective against many of the human players in this game, or human enemies, so I'm assuming it will be effective against other types of humans and other enemies, maybe robots as well. But there are frosty, which is what they're called in the game, frosty guns that are going to be coming to Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So as you guys probably saw, there are O2 kits or oxygen kits in this game because it is taking place on the moon. Now, I want to talk about the different types of oxygen kits you can get in this game. They're similar to the shields you get in this game. Now, they have different abilities with different features, and that's something that I thought was really interesting. I knew they were introducing the feature of oxygen as like something you need to look out for, but I didn't know that they were going to be specialized like shields were in Borderlands 2. So another thing to note is that there are enemies with oxygen face masks. So when you're walking around on the moon or like a distant planet, enemies will have this glowing orange and yellow shield over their face that serves as their oxygen mask. And if you target that, you can actually kill that and take that off all the enemies. And when they do that, they will actually start to suffocate and it will make them easier to kill. So headshots are going to be just, if not more important in this game than they were in previous Borderlands as far as doing damage, because if you take them out in an oxygen-free environment, you're going to be able to kill the enemies super fast and super easy. Now, there's also some great abilities with these O2 oxygen kits. Now, you've seen the like butt pound in this game where they like go up in the air and they slam the ground. Well, there's also like a super long jump ability. Do you see this bridge I'm kind of over right now and that jump that Brick just did? Multiply that by about 40. What you can do in this game. Because it's low gravity, you can use your oxygen chute or oxygen kit as like a thruster, and because of that you can get some serious air and some mad jumps, and you'll be able to really defy gravity by doing different, O2 kit movements by traveling in the air. Now, another cool thing is because you are fighting for Jack, you get to see the transformation of Wilhelm, who, as you know in Borderlands 2, was this robotic giant enemy that you had to fight. Now, Wilhelm in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is still in his human form, but if you choose to play as him as a character, you'll eventually see the progression of how he is turned into a robot through his suit upgrades, the mechanics, the apparatuses that are put on his body. So it's really cool to see the transition and the really cool feature of Wilhelm getting turned into the robot we saw in the game. So of course, there is a new moon vehicle that we actually didn't get to see. The developers walked right up to the new moon vehicle and said, this doesn't really work yet, so we're not going to get on it. So of course, or unfortunately, we didn't really get to see that in action, but it looks like a snowmobile that you would see for the moon. And I don't know if it's going to be affected by low gravity or not, but that's something that I'm really interested to see as well. So I've already talked about this before, but enemies will actually suffocate, and that includes you yourself. Oxygen is a depleted resource in this game. You don't have unlimited oxygen. You can see I have my shield and my health on the bottom left-hand corner. Well, in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, there's a gray bar that actually serves as your oxygen indicator. Like ammo, this can be picked up from enemies you kill, and there's also special stations around the moon that serve as oxygen refill kits. So oxygen is not unlimited in this game, and I would highly suggest you get good at figuring out, things that will take away your oxygen and things that will conserve oxygen, because if you get caught in a tricky spot, you might actually run out of air, and that might actually kill you. So another funny thing is that loot and other items will float due to gravity. So you can see a couple times throughout this video I've opened up chests and the loot have just stayed right there. On the moon, not the case. Those are actually going to fly up in the air and eventually come back down. So if you're, fighting a bunch of enemies and you're looking for quick loot, might not be the best idea to open up a loot chest that's outside, because it's going to go flying in the air and it's going to have to descend a little bit, come back down to the or come back down to the surface in order before you can get it. So that's something that you definitely have to play with a little bit. And another thing, or the last thing actually we're going to be talking about today, is the activation of gravity shields. There are certain places in the game where you can actually activate gravity shields outside, and it will serve as like a protective barrier and well, so that you will no longer be affected by an oxygen-less environment. Now, of course, this will lead things like conserving oxygen, and of course, ammo won't fly, and enemies won't be jumping super high in the air. So when you activate these gravity shields and oxygen-enhanced zones, all your moon abilities are essentially going to be taken away and will be stripped from you until you go back into those zones. So those are the 10 things that you guys need to know about Borderlands, the pre-sequel. That is from my knowledge of PAX East 2014 and getting kind of like a hands-on, hands-off experience with some of the developers. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Like I said, if you did find the information helpful, please push that thumbs up button, guys. I would really appreciate it. And leave a comment down below. What are you most excited for Borderlands, the pre-sequel? Other than that, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.